Hola familia. Welcome. Welcome to the Full Moon Workshop. Hola, my name is Comadre Cristal, and I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach. And I'm on a mission, and my mission is to empower individuals on their unique spiritual healing journey. And the way I do that is by showing up and giving you all the tools that have helped me on my own spiritual healing journey. And some of the tools include meditations, journaling prompts, along with Reiki energy, and my very favorite, using the moon as a way to harness and release and bring in anything that we need to really help us be the best version of ourselves. And so today we're doing the full moon workshop. And the full moon is all about using the moon's energy to release, let go. It can be from anything from letting go of people, letting go of situations, letting go of habits. I mean, it really is all depends on what it is that you're wanting. But the way I do it personally is I bring in my tarot cards and I bring in channeled messages from my spirit team and your spirit team to just really help guide you on what it is that you need to release. Because sometimes I personally feel I have a lot that I just need to release, but that's not healthy. We can't always just go hard on a lot of things. Healing takes time and it's a little bit at a time, one step at a time. And so I like to use this way of just asking my own spirit team what it is I need to be focusing on, what it is that I need to be really putting a lot more of my energy towards. And so that is what this full moon workshop is going to be all about. We're going to see what spirit is inviting you to release with this full moon. So yeah, that's introductions. Let's just dive in. If you want to stay afterwards for announcements, I will be sharing more announcements. And then also anyway, so you can book one-on-ones with me, or book my signature program of Unlocking Your Inner Comadre, which is an amazing program to really help you, give you those tools that help empower your healing journey. Oh, also, don't forget the chat is open. This is live streaming. So if you're catching this after the stream, that's okay. You're still more than welcome to put it in the comments and I will respond as soon as I can. But for those of you who are catching this live, the chat's open. So if you want to put anything in there, go for it. I will try my best to respond when I see it. Yeah, I think that's all. Let's just dive in. So, as you all know, if you've seen it and if you haven't, I like to get grounded before we begin. And the grounding I like to do is a 3, 3, and 3, when we inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, and release for 3 seconds. But I want you to do more than just breathe. I want you to use your imagination. So when you're inhaling, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in love, light, fire, and butterflies, everything and anything you need to hear and want to hear. And then when you hold it, I want you to imagine that all of that energy is just traveling from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet to the tips of your fingers. And then when you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're letting go and just releasing everything and anything that's been internally stuck, and you're just letting all of that go. So we'll do that 3 times. I will walk you through it. Eyes open, closed, doesn't matter. And yeah, so let's begin. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and release. Another deep breath in. Hold and release. Last one, make it count. Biggest breath you've taken. Hold and release. Let it all go. Mm. All right. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what's going on. What's happening? Okay. So I do see that there's a lot of energy. And maybe I should use this word as more like there's been signs that have been thrown at you. And a lot of this has been like reminding you to balance, balance. I say this all the time, but I really do feel like right now with everything that we're going through in life, I mean, we're in the middle of the year with everything that's been happening. Um, your spirit is really reminding you balance. It's okay to pour, but don't over pour. It's okay to withhold, but don't over withhold. Like just really find this balance between the two, because if you can find this balance, things can get a little bit more. I don't want to say more easier because it like, well, what easier, not more easier. It will get easier. However, it's manageable. That's the word I'll use. It'll get a little bit more manageable. And so balance can help you find that manageability that you feel like you've been lacking. Um, because again, we're not supposed to have control over life. Life is not supposed to be controlled. But we can manage how we show up and what we do and manage our actions. We just can't manage situations outside of us. And so that balance has to start within you. And so a lot of the energy that I'm really seeing with this full moon is we're going to be looking at, are you managing what's going on? Are you managing, I'm hearing your habits. Are some of you have, I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I'm really saying this like with love, but there are habits that are unhealthy. Because sometimes, again, there's not a balance. It's like you're taking it to an extreme. And so the what I'm actually seeing here is with substances. And it doesn't always have to be any like illegal substances. It could be just an overindulgence. Like, are you overindulging in food? Are you overindulging in your spending? Are you overindulging in drugs and alcohol? Like, what are you overindulging in? And how are you finding that balance in there? Because that's really where I'm seeing um that this balance has been un unequal. And so I really do see that this full moon is inviting you to really look at, do you have balance? Are you in a place? Um, and and to know that, again, if you do feel like you have been unbalanced, and if you do feel like things are, how do I say it? Not working out for you, like if you feel like what's happening, it's again looking at how is life showing, like how are you showing up for life, and knowing that that's the way you show up is the way life is going to show up at you too. So be aware of that. Be aware that you are the person who has control over not the situations, but how you're going to show up. You have control over how you're going to react, and you have control of what you're going to do about it. It's like you have choices here. You can either, I'm hearing you can either make this decision or make that decision, because I'm also really hearing that for many of the familia, um, there's decisions that have to be made. And some of these decisions are causing this stress and causing this imbalance. So I'm seeing, okay, now I'm seeing these connections of why you have to be more aware of yourself, because the easier you are, the more you're aware of yourself, the more access you'll have to make those decisions that have been causing a lot of this unbalance. Hope that all makes sense. So yeah, so that's some of the energy I'm seeing too. And a lot of this has to do with how you, oh goodness, I keep saying this. It has to do with how you are using your resources, and how the resources that you are depleted in, how you are not really, okay. So some of you, especially because I'm seeing this in regards to money and how you're spending your money and how money is showing up in your life, the lack of money. And so what I'm trying to say here is that again, just like with all the energies in our lives, you have to be very aware of the energy of money. Money is an energy. Money is an energy. I know, and I know people, it's hard for people to understand. I sometimes struggle with it too. So it's not like it's just like an easy one, two, three, you figure it out. Like it takes time. But once we really start to see that money is energy, then it's also that part for you to see like, how do you flow with that energy? How can you, because the thing is that for some of you, if the more the tighter you're holding on to these things, the faster they're going away. Versus if you are more in flow, knowing I'll give, knowing I'll receive. Um, and so I really do see that a lot of this imbalance has to do with, again, how you're showing up for yourself, how you're showing up to the world, how you're showing up for all of these things, and being aware that at the end, you are the person who gets to make those decisions and you get to it's all about mindset, and I say this again, and as a spiritual life coach, this is what I talk a lot about with my comadres, compadres, and comextres that I work one-on-one with. It's like your words are powerful. If you keep telling the universe I'm broke, yes, you're going to be broke. And so that's what I'm talking about, like even releasing those kind of patterns, and releasing that kind of language. Because a lot of what's happening is coming from the words you are using to speak it into existence. So that is the energy I'm really seeing with this full moon. So yeah, let's see. What's going on? Like, what is it that we need to be releasing? What, like, with all of this, what is one thing that we can focus on to release to regain our balance, especially if you have been feeling off balance, if you've been feeling like you're either over pouring or you're not pouring enough. Um, yeah, so let's ask, like, what can we focus on releasing with this full moon to find our balance? Let's see, Spirit, what can we release to focus on our balance? What can we release, especially with financial balance? For many of you, I'm hearing financial balance. So I'm going to start with the Nine of Wands underneath the deck. And then we got two cards that came out. Temperance, which is all about that balance, with the Fool underneath the deck. Or not underneath, right behind it. Oh, two major arcanas. I love this. So, well, a lot of what's been holding many of you back with finding this balance is like trusting the process and kind of just like taking that leap of faith. But really what I'm hearing is it's that fear. It's like you know that taking a leap of faith is a lot easier said than done. But I really do see like once you take that leap, like trust, flow, surrender, let go. And I say that all the time. And it's honestly one of my favorite mantras. Trust, flow, surrender, let go. Love it, love it. But that's the thing. Many of you are not trusting, so you're not flowing, so you're not surrendering, and then you're not letting go. And so that is really one of the things that we're going to work on with this full moon is asking yourself, why am like why am I having a hard time trusting the process? Why am I having a hard time flowing with the process? Why am I having a hard time surrendering to the process? Why am I having a hard time letting go of the process? And so really sit with that, especially with this full moon. And that's what we'll do the guided meditation at the end of this to really ask ourselves those tough questions of why. Like, trust is not easily given. Well, no, it is. Well, if you're like me. I trust easily. However, we learn through life that once we trust easily, we get hurt. And then when we get hurt, that's when our ego steps in to protect us and saying, we're not going to trust again. The problem is that you have to trust again because that's how we that's life. That's how we keep going. Every morning you wake up trusting that the day's going to be the day you're going to have. The thing is that if you wake up every morning and already saying the words, oh, today's going to be a bad day, you are trusting that it's going to be a bad day because you already put that into your subconscious. You already spoke that out. You already spoke into that. You already said that out loud. You already threw that to the universe. But if you wake up trusting, today's going to be a great day, and then you trust that statement and trust that ability, and then you'll start to see. The thing is that many of you then will start to take it to the extreme of like, is that a great day? And it's like, well, how about we define a great day? Define that. I mean, if you say, well, I think a great day is I wake up and I win the lotto and the love of my life comes through my door. Yeah, that's a great day for many people, but you cannot have a great day every day. Like that's not realistic. I want you to really think about what is a realistic great day. Wake up in the morning, and then count your blessings, the blessings you have, and then look at the people who come into your life to love you, to support you. Even the people who you feel aren't loving you and aren't supporting you, they're teaching you something. That all adds up to great days. Even the lessons in a hard day that's exactly what they are. They're a lesson. And so really, really sitting with what is stopping you from taking more leaps of faith? What is stopping you from really trusting the process and really using this full moon's energy to look into that? Because that's where the balance comes in. That's what the temperance card is all about. That's why, like, again, this is how you will spread your wings and fly. It's so funny because we got the full and the temperance, and like the temperance has wings. So I really do see this like the you are supposed to go fly, like jump, jump off that cliff and fly. Not literally, not literally. Unless you're a skydiver and you're like, that's all you're about that, go for it. It's so funny because that's another image I'm remembering of my youth. My youth. I'm not when I was younger, when I went skydiving, that was taking a leap of faith. I jumped off that plane with trust that my parachute was going to open up. It was scary, don't get me wrong. It was probably one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life. Actually, no, I've done so much more crazier things. That's not the point. The point is like that's what it is, like just jumping and trusting that you are going to be able to fly and soar. Trusting, and these are angel wings. So even trusting that your spirit guides, your angels, your deities, whatever higher power that you are working with or you believe in is going to have your back. But in order to get that, you have to balance because the thing is, right now, you're not balancing. Right now, for many of you, I really do feel this fear of failing, this fear of change. I just heard like there's also this fear of change. And hey, fear of change is a legitimate fear. Change, try to make changes in our lives is scary because we get comfortable. And when we have to make a change, that rattles us up a bit. And so that creates discomfort. And so I really do see like there is that fear of change. And that's why for many of you, taking those leaps of faith has been stopping you because things are going to change. And it's I think I don't know how many of you have been part of my journey with me since I started Love Your Naco Madre. But I will repeat this. I worked in the domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking field for 10 years. So I saw how scary it is to take a leap of faith. I witnessed amazing individuals terrified of leaving the toxic relationships that they were in. but because it was like the unknown was scary. That unknown is paralyzing. I've seen it. I know it. I myself have experienced it. The thing is that if you are stuck and you're paralyzed and not taking that leap of faith, change isn't going to happen. And then you're not going to see that growth because that's how growth happens. Like we have to take those leaps in order for us to grow. You have to dare to mess up. I heard that I actually, in my podcast not too long ago, when I interviewed, another business coach, like she was amazing. And that's what she said, like, dare to mess up. It's like, that's so true. We have to dare to mess up. Because if we don't dare to mess up, we're always going to stay stagnant. And if you want to continue on your healing journey, and if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to move forward, you have to take those leaps of faith. And if whatever is stopping you from taking those leaps of faith, that's where you have to internalize and see why. What's stopping me? What is holding me back? And really ask yourself, what is holding you back? And for many of you, I'm telling you, it's these fears. A lot of it is also the fact that I'm also seeing no boundaries. So it's the people pleasing in us. So it's that, oh, well, I got to take care of so and so, or I got to take care of this before I can even think about my situation, or even before I think about me and think about my well being. That is also really like, that's really hard to do, to take leaps of faith. This makes me think of the biggest, not too long ago, the biggest leap of faith I took was leaving a 10-year job to focus on this as a spiritual life coach. That was the biggest leap of faith. And it was scary because I have two kids. I have bills. I have things to do. And it was scary. And yet there was this leap, there was this faith, there was this ability in knowing that I was going to be taken care of. And that's what I'm really trying to explain to you all. It is scary. I will never deny it. And I will never say, well, I'm just going to push you off and go. Like sometimes you might need someone to shove you, and that's okay. But this is your pace. This is your journey. And then with the Nine of Wands underneath the deck, it's that reminder again. You've done a lot. Like, look at your life. Look at the resilience you have. Look at all the experience, strength, and hope that you have come from. Sometimes when you feel stuck and you don't know how to trust the process, you don't know how to flow with the process, you don't know how to surrender to the process, you don't know how to let go of the process, those times you need to look back and look, you've been doing it. You have been doing it. It's just sometimes we get caught up, especially with bigger changes. Yeah, and each time we level up, it gets more challenging. But so just trust. Trust, flow, surrender, let go. Um, so that is what we'll be releasing today with this full moon. We're going to be really learning, using the full moon's energy to release your doubts, release your fears, release whatever it is that you feel is holding you back from taking more leaps of faith. To find that balance, because right now you're not taking leaps of faith, so there is no balance. And without that balance, that's why you feel like you're stuck in one extreme. Um, okay, so yeah. So as we do that, so let's ask Spirit, what tools can help us? I love tools because that's the whole thing. Like this is a journey. And so we can always ask what tools can help us? What tools can we lean on? What tools can we learn? What tools will help us really take more leaps of faith? What tools can really help us trust the process more? Um, what tools can help us just even find that balance and being able to do that? God, another major arcana. I love this. We got the Lovers. This is a powerful full moon workshop. And the Four of Cups underneath the deck. So the Lovers. I love this card. And it's really telling me, especially if it's coming out as a tool, it's telling me do a lot of, one, and let it always begin with love. Love absolutely is the core of every decision that you need to make. And asking yourself, is this decision I'm making based out of love? Because excuse me, if you're saying if I'm making this decision based out of fear, then that's not a decision you want to make. But it's all about love, not make a decision to please others, not to make a decision to keep others happy, not to make a decision to try to fit in. It's about making decisions for the love. But this is the lovers for me has always been this like internal love. Let it begin with me. So really find ways to love yourself more, trust yourself more, because here's the thing, if you have a hard time trusting, majority of the time, it starts from within you. Do you trust yourself? And if the answer is no, I don't trust myself, that's where it begins. Because here's the thing, if you cannot trust yourself, how can you expect to trust other people? Because people are going to hurt us. People are going to come in and out of our lives. No one, no one is permanent in our life. No one. Not our not our biological family, not our chosen family, not our spouses, not our parents, not even our children. For those of you who have children, no one is permanent in your life. The only person that is permanent in your life is yourself. And so if you cannot trust yourself wholly, wholeheartedly, this is why it's harder for you to trust other people. And especially, to trust yourself, especially the way I work, as with Love Your Now Comadre, the way I work with people is to really start with self-love, is to start seeing that we are all spiritual beings. So if we are all spiritual beings, that means that there's a piece of a higher power inside of us. And that piece of higher power is our intuition. I like to call it our inner comadre, inner compadre, inner comextre. Depends how you identify. And so that part in you is a little bit of God, is a little bit of spirit, is a little bit of the universe, is a little bit of, your belief system. And the more you can trust that inside of you, that's how you can trust yourself, and that's how you can trust the process. So let it begin with me. I that's one of my very favorite slogans that I've learned along my healing journey of let it begin with me. So yes, if you want to trust others, you got to start with you. Do you trust yourself? And really working towards that. And then slowly from internally, externally, start trusting people outside. And don't go extreme, like, don't go and say, I'm going to trust a stranger. It's like, no, you can start off with, do you trust your partner? Do you trust your children? Do you trust your coworkers? Do you trust your friends? Do you trust your parents? Like, those close-knitted people. And if the answer is no, then it's also asking yourself, okay, is it because like they've hurt me? Like, and again, that's where we have to check in with ourselves of our alignment. And are we allowing people who we cannot trust into our lives? And why do we do that? Because that is only adding to more of the distrust. It's like if I'm friends with Sue Ann, I don't know why I said Sue Ann, but there's a Sue Ann somewhere. If I'm friends with Sue Ann and I don't trust Sue Ann, why am I friends with Sue Ann? Because by me continuing to try to keep a friendship with this person that I don't even trust, that's just adding more of the distrust that I would ever have with myself, because it's like I don't even trust her, and yet here I am trying to be her friend. So this is what I'm saying, like even the people around you, do you trust them? But start with yourself first, because you cannot trust people outside of you if you don't even trust yourself. So yeah, trust within yourself. That's the tool I want you all to use, especially because that's what the lovers is telling me. And that's what the Four of Cups underneath the deck is, that reevaluation. So be sure to reevaluate these questions. Think about it, internalize it. Four of Cups is all about the emotions. It's all about reevaluating how you're feeling. And a lot of that starts, for many of you, I'm hearing your gut, your solar plexus. That's the powerhouse of energy for our body. It's right here in our gut. And so it's really even asking, like, trust your gut, trust your instincts. and really start to work on that, because for many of you, when you don't trust your gut and trust your instincts, that's when you make bad decisions, and those bad decisions add to not trusting yourself. It's like a whole cycle here. So connect deeper. It's funny because this is exactly what I talk about in Unlocking Your Inner Comadre program, is to learn how to trust yourself, is to learn how to trust that our intuition, our inner comadre, for anyone who identifies as a female, inner compadre, for anyone who identifies as a male, and inner comextre, for anyone who is non-binary. Because we all have intuition. We're all born with it. It's all inside of us. Life, life is what happens. And for many of us, locks up. Life will lock up our intuition, lock up our inner comadre, inner compadre, inner comextre. So the tool to really start taking more leaps of faith and really starting to trust, flow, surrender, and let go of the process is to let it begin with you. Start trusting yourself. Start finding ways to trust yourself. Start finding ways to love yourself entirely, all about you. The love the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yeah. So, that's also telling me, so do some more shadow work for many of you. That will help. Your shadow work will help. Um, ego work, whatever you want to call it. Um, or unlocking your inner comadre work. I'm here for you. So let's close this out with your chisme. This is your chisme. This is um anything or everything you need to hear. It looks different for everyone, for every session, but the chisme is the gossip. But this is the good gossip. This is the gossip coming directly from source. So let's ask Spirit, what is your chisme? What is the chisme for the familia with this full moon? What is the chisme? Mm, okay. Okay, we got Judgment, the King of Swords, with the Hermit underneath the deck. Many, as a spiritual life coach, a lot of people always come to me because they want clarity. And so many of you, I'm sensing this, like, I just want clarity. I want guidance. I want to know what's the purpose of my life. What's the purpose? Like, who am I? What am I? And that's what Judgment's really trying to tell me here, is that as you are going through your life's journey, as you are trying to grow, as you are trying to heal, as you're doing it, because many of you are not even trying, like, you're doing it. Just trust that you're doing it. If you're here watching this video, this is you doing it. So trust that. So you're on your life journey. This is part of your life's journey. You know, People think that life ends with a destination. Oh, there is a destination, all right. And that destination is at the end. But but we don't want to get to that destination. The purpose of life is to get and to enjoy the journey. Start enjoying your journey. Start to look, start to breathe. Because for many of you, you're suffocating. You're suffocating in your fears. You're suffocating in your worries. You're suffocating in your anxiety. Breathe. Take a deep breath in and let it go. That's all. That I'm not telling you let go of the situation. I'm telling you let go of the breath. Because because for many of you, when you're in so much anxiety, I feel like you stop breathing. You just stop breathing. Breathe. Take a deep breath in and release. Because that, again, your life's journey is to figure out your life's journey. It is to enjoy the journey, not to get to the destination. And with the King of Swords right behind that, the Throne of Knowledge, and learn while you're at it. As you're going through life, learn, absorb, be a sponge. Take what you like and leave the rest. Don't focus on the healing journey of others. Don't focus on this is working, that's not working. Even with me, with this workshop, take what you like and leave the rest. There's some things, there's the tools that I'm giving you. If you like them, take them. And if you don't like them, That's great, but keep going on your journey. Find what works for you. Because that's what the King of Swords is all about. It's about you building your own empire, you building your own deck, you doing the work for yourself. And I know it's hard. I'm tired. I may I am myself personally. I am tired. There's times where I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this all over again. And then I stop myself. I'm like, yes, I get to do it all over again. One foot in front of the other. Let's get up. Let's go. Because my life, taking leaps of faith has not made, mm, my life has changed, but it hasn't been like this drastic change that, my fear was convincing me that it was going to happen. That hasn't happened. Other things have happened and it's been beautiful and it's been blessing. And other things that I was like not ready for has happened. That's life. But the more you grow, when you make mistakes, learn from them so you don't have to repeat them again. Because that's how life is, and that's what the King of Swords is all about. The King of Swords made their mistakes. You've made mistakes. The question is, have you learned from those mistakes? And if you have, then the next time a cycle starts or the next pattern emerges, that's your test. Are you going to pass this test? I sure hope so. I want you all to pass your test. And with the Hermit underneath the deck, it's that reminder of that this is all part of healing. It's doing that inner work. It's sitting, it's unplugging, and it's sitting with yourself, asking yourself these tough questions, reflecting on these questions. Self-reflection is a beautiful method of healing because at the end, you're the only one who knows the answers to everything. Now, you know, I've experienced with many people, including myself, when I ask myself a question, I'm like, I don't know. It's okay. Just keep going, keep showing up. You'll find out eventually. You will. You really will. You just have to have that self-awareness. So live your life fully, keep going, enjoy the journey, build your empire, build what it is that you're working on, build the life you want to have, because you can absolutely obtain it. You just got to take more leaps of faith. Show up authentically, show up lovingly, show up with your vulnerabilities, and the universe will show up for the rest. And all of that, just find that balance. Mm, I love this. Okay. This was good. So let's close this out with your meditation that will absolutely just get this all into your subconscious. And then, yeah, we'll begin. So be sure, or right now, if you want to pause this, well, if you are watching this already recorded, you can pause this to get comfy, get your water, I'm drinking my tea. Um, and then we'll begin. And then I will also afterwards give you all the homework that will help you. So let me get my music going and then we'll start. I love you all so much, just so much. There's so much love here for all of you. Okay. I thought I had my music. My bad, everyone. There we go. So go ahead, get comfy, lay down. Let us begin. Close your eyes. And when you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all go. Another deep breath in, all the way in, hold, and release. Drop your shoulders, let it go. Last one, make it count. Biggest breath you've taken all day, full of love. Hold on top. And release. Let it all go. Just return at your normal pace, in and out. Any thoughts, let them go. Breathe in and out. I want you to imagine that in front of you is the most beautiful bonfire you've ever seen. This is your inner bonfire. This is your fire that lights your path, that gives you the energy, gives you the love, gives you the passion, gives you the courage. This is your fire. And we're going to connect using our 5 senses. So take a look at all the details of your fire. Smell your fire. Listen to your fire. Taste your fire. And feel your fire. Breathe in and out. Any other thoughts? Let them go. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you hear? What do you feel? Breathe in and out. I want you to now imagine that from this beautiful bonfire of yours, from the flames, comes out the most beautiful butterfly you've ever seen. This is your inner butterfly. This is the butterfly that guides you, protects you, shows you your path. And this beautiful butterfly is flying towards you. And as you see, it's leaving behind a beautiful trail of protection. This butterfly starts to circle you, shining this protection around your body like a cocoon, wrapping you up, going around and around and around, circling you, wrapping you up in this beautiful cocoon of protection. And the butterfly lands on the top of your head, shutting all the protection upon you, going down your head, down your neck, down your spine, down your arms, down your hips, down your thighs, down your feet, down, connecting you to the roots of earth. You are connected above and below in this beautiful cocoon of protection. You are safe. You are protected. Breathe in and out. Feel the safety. Feel the protection. Relax your body. Breathe in and out. We're going to use this opportunity to hand over your fears to your butterfly. So think about any fears you have with taking more leaps of faith. Hand them over to your butterfly. What has you paralyzed? Hand it over to your butterfly. I want you to think about your energy levels. If you feel drained, what's causing this drainage, and give it to your butterfly. If you feel like you have an excess amount of energy, you can give some of that to your butterfly. Breathe in and out. Trust yourself entirely. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. What's stopping you from trusting yourself? Hand that over to your butterfly. If you have any other thoughts, let them go. Hand it all over to your butterfly. I am sending you healing energy right now, so just breathe in and out. Think about your fears and hand them over. Think about what's stopping you and hand it over. Breathe in and out. I want you to imagine that your butterfly is now flying back into the bonfire, taking all of what you handed over to it back into the fire, burning it all away. Watch your fears burn away. Watch that mistrust burn away. Watch those doubts burn away. Watch it all burn away. And feel how much lighter you feel. Feel all that weight off your shoulders, off your heart, off your body. Now I want you to imagine that from this beautiful bonfire comes out your higher self. This is the best version of you. This is your inner comadre, inner compadre, or inner comextre. And they are walking towards you. Look at all the details of what you are wearing, how you show up, how you present yourself, the energy you radiate. And they stop right in front of you, and you give yourself a big hug full of love and receive all that love, receive all that trust, receive all that faith. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Be open to receiving this love. I want you to repeat after me. I trust myself. I love myself. I trust. I flow. I surrender. I let go. I trust myself. I love myself. I trust. I flow. I surrender. I let go. I trust myself. I love myself. I trust. I flow. I surrender. I let go. Breathe in and out. If you have any questions for your higher self, now's the time to ask. And just sit and listen to the answer. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. It's time for your higher self to go back into the bonfire. They give you one more big hug, full of love, full of trust, full of faith. You are on the right track. Trust in the process. You are protected and you are divinely guided. Watch them walk back into the bonfire. Feel this love. Feel this guidance. Feel the trust. Feel the faith. And sit here just admiring everything and being in gratitude of everything. Thank you so much. Breathe in and out. It's time to start putting your bonfire away. There's no right or wrong to this. Just put it away and whatever feels right. You can come back to it anytime you want to. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all go. Start bringing awareness back to your body. Move around, stretch. Open your eyes if you haven't done so already. And welcome back. Oh, this was a good meditation. This was a good workshop. This was a really powerful workshop. There were so many major arcana. So there's so many of you who just like, I know it's scary. I know it's tough. I know. But if you want to have the life if you want to be that best version of yourself, you got to trust the process, trust, and trust starts within you. So start working on that trust within yourself. So your homework, I want you all to really internalize and think about what is holding you back from obtaining whatever it is, goal, whatever, if you want to be the best version of yourself, if whatever it is, like, ask yourself, what is really blocking you? What's stopping you? What fears is stopping you from taking more leaps of faith? What is blocking you from really just trusting the process, flowing with the process, surrendering to the process, and letting go of the process? Ask yourself this, and then, as always, I love to hand it over to higher power, to my higher power. And I use the 4 elements. So you could either burn it, you can bury it, you can soak it in water, or rip it up and throw it in the air. Whatever works for you. The thing is about handing it over is literally just find a way that you feel that you can connect with your higher power and giving it to them. Like, here, higher power, I am giving you my fears. I am giving you my worries. I am giving you whatever's stopping me from being the best version of myself. And in this case, whatever is stopping me from taking more leaps of faith and to find that balance. So do that. And yeah, then hand it over. And I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for being here. If you want to stay on for a little longer, I do have a couple announcements. Other than that, thank you all so much. I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And as always, don't forget, love your now. Bye. Okay, now announcements real quick. So I do have another Comadreando group session coming up on the 29th at 9 a.m. For those of you who have been part of it, you already know, but I will repeat it because I'm slowly growing and I'm so blessed. It's such a blessing to see my YouTube channel slowly growing. Oh, such a blessing. But the Comadreando coaching sessions, so I have 2 options. I have one-on-ones and I have group sessions. The group sessions are donation-based because I want to be able to support people regardless of their financial situation. But that's a collective energy. And so it's a collective reading. And so some things might not resonate, some things might. I don't know, it just depends. It's all collective. But that it's so the Comandando group sessions, you also have two options with that. You can either request a Zoom link, so then that way you can be on the Zoom call and I will be available afterwards to answer any questions for you if you want like some coaching. Um, or you can just catch it live stream on the YouTube channel where you'll get all of the coaching minus the Q&A that's afterwards. So whatever you want, go check out my website. That's where you can find the dates and the reservation to get your spot. Because I only have limited spots available for those sessions. And then I have a Comadreando group session in Spanish, in Español, for my familia que habla español. And that one is the 23rd at 9 a.m. All of this is Pacific Standard Time, so be sure. I do have one-on-ones available. So if any of you are interested in working one-on-one, either for spiritual guidance, so that is just me doing the tarot cards and just giving you the guidance and coaching you through that. If you want more coaching, then that would be the Comadreando sessions, and that includes the spiritual guidance plus the coaching with the worksheet that I give you so you can continue doing the work, and with a Reiki guided meditation to really set that into your subconscious. All of that, check out my website. That's where you will find it. Okay, that's all my announcements. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. And really, thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, supporting my channel. It means a lot to me to receive messages. It means a lot to me to see in the comments when people put something, just even if you can just put a little comment, hey, like this was great. It just really like it feeds my ego, to be honest with you, but it also really like reminds me of like, yes, I am on the right track. Um, because yeah, leaps of faith are hard. They're scary. I know it. But thank you. Thank you all so much. I love you all and have a beautiful rest of your day. All right.